How to make a 100% automated AI clone system that makes talking head videos you can publish on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts with a dynamic, engaging video playing in the background of your avatar. Real quick, if you don't know me, my name's Sabrina Ramonov. I previously built and sold an AI company for millions of dollars and have grown my social media following from 0 to 500,000 followers in 6 months. I specialize in AI education, AI automations, and also building an AI app in public. I'm going to walk you through how to build the entire system, combining tools such as Perplexity, HeyGen, and Blotato to upload and publish to your social media platforms. But first, before we dive in, let me show you some examples. This first video is fantasy themed. It's Neo in a cyberpunk matrix. If you're not using high quality visuals, you're losing viewers. Focus on animations, graphics, and text overlays to make your content engaging and easy to understand. And every single part of that video is AI generated from my HeyGen avatar using 11 Labs professional voice and the Faceless video playing behind my avatar was made with Blotato. Here's a second example using more realistic images. The theme is travel, and the video playing behind my avatar shows various destinations in Italy. Don't miss this tip to boost your Faceless videos. If you're not using animations, you're missing out. For example, explain complex concepts with colorful graphs and animated characters to make learning fun and memorable. Use close-up shots and dynamic camera angles to keep your videos lively, and don't forget to add engaging background music and sound effects. And here's a third example that's a bit more cutesy and fantasy. It's just a baby panda crawling around. Faceless videos. Here's a tip. Use catchy thumbnails and clear titles that tell viewers exactly what they'll learn. So there's an incredible range of videos you can create here, from super realistic things like travel destinations, if you're a realtor, things related to open houses in your area, to fantasy type stories for your Faceless channels, as well as cute animal videos. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through how to automate the entire process. In the description of this video, make sure you grab this make blueprint so you don't have to build it from scratch. You can just import it into your system. If you've seen my previous tutorials, it will look pretty familiar to you. We're using Perplexity to write the script for the avatar, ChatGPT to write the video description. These two nodes are new, and it's basically linking to Google Sheet that will contain all of your Faceless videos, and then randomly selecting a video to use as the background for your avatar. Then we call HeyGen to actually create the avatar video, and we'll spend a lot of time on this node showing you how to swap out the background with a Faceless video and how to position your avatar in the video. The next step is to wait for the video to be completed. If your video is under 30 seconds, usually a 5-minute wait is sufficient. If it's longer than 30 seconds, you might want to do a 10-minute wait. And if it's longer than 60 seconds, you might need a 15-minute wait. And make sure you're on a Make paid plan, because on the free plan, Make has an execution timeout of only 5 minutes. Okay, so that's a common error. Once the video is done, this automation retrieves the video and then publish it to all of your social accounts. This node, set up social accounts, is where you'll put your Blotato API key as well as your account IDs for the various platforms. This node over here, upload to Blotato, will take the completed video and upload it to Blotato so that when you go to publish on all the different platforms, there's a link to the video that's ready to go. Publishing to Facebook, Google Sheets just to track what videos you're pushing, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky and YouTube integrations are coming soon. Now let's dive in and walk through it step by step. So the first step here, Perplexity writes the scripts. Connect your Perplexity account. Here's the prompt. And for testing purposes, I recommend keeping the script duration really short, like 5 seconds. After everything works as expected, then obviously you can tweak this so you're creating videos the length that you like. So Perplexity is basically using the internet to research our topic. In this case, the topic is content creation tips for new creators who want to make Faceless videos. And then I use ChatGPT to write the caption for the video just because I like its writing output a little bit better than Perplexity, but you can certainly use Perplexity for this step as well. I'm using GPT-4o Mini just to save on cost since this task isn't particularly complex, and the method is create a chat completion. Then the next step is to grab the Faceless videos we want to use as our background. Okay, I have a Google Sheet here called AI Avatar Clone. It tracks completed videos, which we'll cover in a bit, as well as the background videos that I want to use. So here are the 3 Faceless videos I created that you saw. I'll walk through how to create them in Blotato and grab the URL. So this is my app, blotato.com. I built it to help me distribute over 150 pieces of content per week. You can do traditional social media posts such as LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all that good stuff, as well as make faceless videos for your channels. Log in here, go to videos on the left-hand side. This will take you to a screen where you can create your video. You can either put your own script or just generate it with AI. We'll just follow the template. Neo from the Matrix realizes he is a manatee. Let's make it a fantasy, and I'll reduce the script length to be really short, just for demo purposes. So feel free to tweak the script and then choose a theme for your video. Let's say we want it like surreal or whimsical. And what you're going to want to do here is disable the voiceover, because you want your avatar speaking to be the only sound in the video. You don't want extra additional voiceover from the faceless video. So we're going to disable the voiceover and then click generate draft video. Now this is the script with the shots in Blotato. It hasn't generated any AI images yet. You have the opportunity to tweak these prompts. So I recommend when you're testing this out, just go with the cheapest possible option, which is image with zoom. This just generates an image and then the camera zooms into the image, and that's totally fine for just testing it out. If you want the higher quality kind of animated videos that I showed you, you'll want to switch this to animated image. I like to use either realistic or best for images, right? Again, for testing purposes, I recommend the cheapest possible option, image with zoom. And then when you're ready to go, these are the settings that will kind of get you the best results. Animated image, either realistic or best for images. I'm going to delete some shots here so we can keep the video pretty short. Let's just use 3 shots, okay? And I'm going to change these to animated image, so you can see what they look like. Even though this says there's a voiceover, the AI is not actually going to say it, but each shot will last this duration as if there was an AI voiceover saying it. So if this was like a really long sentence, then this shot will like last even longer. But since we just want this as the background of our avatar video, there's not actually going to be a voiceover. Okay, so when you're ready, go ahead and click generate. And when you're creating animated images, that's pretty advanced. So it does take several minutes just to generate these videos. Okay, so while we're waiting here, let's go back to the make automation and open this up, randomize video background. Connect your Google Sheets. Mine is called AI Avatar Clone. The sheet is videos background. And what we're going to do here is we're going to update a cell. This is the value, and then select user entered. So what does that mean? The workflow I recommend is create a bunch of faceless videos in Blotato, right? Drop them here. Then this F2 will be used to randomly select one of those faceless videos to use as the background. And I wanted to show it with this kind of random selection because it's a super easy way to truly automate the whole process. You just sit down once, create a bunch of faceless videos, drop them all here, and then anytime you go to create an avatar video, it's going to pull one of the videos from this list as the background. So that's all this is doing here. This Google Sheet is basically just updating this cell so that it will trigger another random selection of one of these URLs. And then this node just gets the value of that cell, right? So cell F2. And certainly you can add, additional columns and stuff. Just make sure if you move this random selector to a different cell, make sure it matches the cell over here and over here. While we're still waiting for the faceless videos, let's go ahead and create our HeyGen avatar. So log into app.heygen.com, go over here to avatars. Most likely, if you're pretty new to HeyGen, you will need to create a new avatar because when you create your default avatar, you probably didn't turn on background removal because it's a premium feature. Okay, so click add a new look, upload some footage. I just uploaded a random video I had in my desktop, but obviously you want to upload footage of yourself talking directly to the camera, no movements, good quality lighting, good quality sound, etc. Upload the video of yourself, click all of these. And the most important part is this section here, AI background removal. And unfortunately, it is a premium paid feature. You will need to upgrade to that to get access to this. Once you've upgraded and everything looks good, then click my footage looks good. And this will now create an avatar with the background removed, so you can swap out the backgrounds. So here's how that looks in practice. This is my avatar without any background. So now we will be able to put faceless videos in the background. In terms of pricing, since I know this might be confusing, HeyGen has pricing for the web app as well as pricing for its API. Unfortunately, there are 2 separate plans you have to subscribe to. And to get access to the background removal, you need to be on the team plan, which starts at $89 per seats per month. Now, there are other advantages like videos up to 30 minutes, more stock avatar looks, faster video processing, things like that. But just keep that in mind because you'll need this plan to create the avatar without a background, and then you still need their separate API plan. If you're going to do more than 10 videos a month, you'll need this 99 per month plan. So that adds up to what, 189 per month. Now, it sounds expensive, but it is worth it if these videos are generating revenue. So for example, I use my avatar videos to generate traffic and leads for my app Blotato, which costs about $30 per month. And through the HeyGen API, I get 100 videos, and then through the HeyGen web app, I get unlimited avatar videos. It's just not automated through the API. So let's say in total, I make 200 avatar videos per month. Half of them are completely automated. My app costs $30 per month. So if I can get 7 customers through 200 avatar videos, then it's worth the investment. That's how I think about it. When you're first starting out, you may not want to commit to that, but if you're ready to kind of take it to the next level, that's the pricing you're looking at. After you've gone ahead and created your avatar, just make sure there's no background. So typically it'll appear like this first with the background, and then you have to go in, click edit, and then select background matting. Okay, it's going to remove the background and then save it as new. I renamed mine to Sabrina Ramonov, parentheses, no background, so I know exactly which one it is. You can also select your avatar's default voice from here. So if you have an 11 Labs professional voice, for example, you can select it here and change some of the settings like the speed, pitch, etc. Once you're done, you actually should have 2 avatars created from that process. This one with the background and then this one without the background. And we're obviously going to use the one without the background. So let's go to Blotato. The video is ready to go. Click play here to preview it. It's a manatee underwater. Let's say you don't like one of these images or videos. So here you can click new draft and regenerate just this clip if you don't like it. When you're happy with it, go ahead and click export. This will stitch all of those shots together into a continuous video. Okay, so here's a video. I'm pressing play. Notice there's no AI voiceover because we want to just use this as the background behind us. Okay, now what you're going to do is right click and click copy video address. And then we're going to paste it into our sheet here. So let's create another title, animals 2, manatee. Okay, and put the URL here. Okay, so now we have our 4th video, which is great. So this is the point where we're going to start testing our make automation. So when you import the blueprint, you're going to have everything connected and ready to go. But I want you to unlink this step between HeyGen and waiting, because we want to just test this flow, that everything is pulled correctly from the Google Sheet, the avatar video is created, and we don't want to do any of the publishing to social media accounts just yet. So unlink that, open up your HeyGen avatar video. Okay, and there's a bunch of different options here. So I'll start from the top. Make sure you select your avatar, the one that has no background. I put it in the title. I can easily differentiate which one it is. Avatar scale is like, do you want your avatar the normal size or like, do you want it smaller? I typically like my avatar a little bit smaller and then positioned on the bottom right of the video. But that's totally personal preference. If you see a lot of my TikToks, usually I'm on the bottom right of the video. But if you want your avatar to take up the whole video or be on the left or be in the top right corner, you can do that all here. Scale it up or down, and it must be lower than or equal to 2. For your avatar style, it can be normal, a circle, or close up. And then offset is how you adjust where your avatar is located. If you want it like mine, like the bottom right corner, I do 0.2 and 0.2, and that gets it to the bottom right corner. And importantly, for matting, make sure you click yes. This means it's going to use the version without the background. For voice settings, you can choose the default voice created with your avatar, or if you use 11 Labs instant voice cloning or professional voice cloning, my previous tutorial walked through how to link that. So select your voice ID here. These are some parameters you can change: voice speed, pitch, and emotion. I do recommend playing around with these a little bit so you can get the sound just the way you like it. Okay, and then this part is important. Open background settings. Make sure background type is video background. For testing purposes, I usually will initially just hard code the video URL, right? Like the one we just copied. And when it's ready to go, you'll want to replace this with the variable over here. So in get background video, there's going to be a value. like this. And then video play style is, do you want it to loop? Do you want it to freeze? Do you want it to play only once and then stop? I usually like to loop it just so it's in the background and continuously showing something. The title of the video, I usually just put like a topic and then a timestamp. For video dimension, for TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, you'll want 720 by 1280. Since you're using the pre-built make blueprint, most of the stuff will be filled in, right? Just make sure you're selecting your own avatar, selecting your voice, and important things like make sure matting is yes. Make sure you have a video background. So now let's go ahead and test just this flow. So remember, we unlinked this. We're not going to publish to all the socials yet. Click save and then click run once. Perplexity is done. ChatGPT is done. And for those of you who are fairly new to Make, the easiest way to debug is to open up the bubble over here in the top right. You can see the input, so what went into this node, and then the output. What information did it produce? To check that everything's working correctly, you want this output to say that it updated something, right? Updated cell 1. That's good. Okay. And then here, get background video. The output should be a randomly selected URL from our Google Sheet. Okay, so that's great. And then click here to debug it. And then the output should be a video ID. So now when you go to HeyGen, let's go to home. And we can see our new video that is currently being created. It's 33% ready. And for debugging and testing purposes, again, I highly recommend unlinking here. Make sure this whole flow is good and smooth the way that you want it before publishing it to all the social media platforms. So this first left half is just creating the video successfully. And then the second half, the right side, is about publishing it to all of your social media platforms. And the video is done. So you can see this job was submitted 11:05 a.m. and my clock right now is 11:08. So it took 3 minutes to make a 20-second video. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. I'll play just the video first so you can see kind of how everything looks together, and then I'll play the same video with the audio. And now here's that same video with audio. Don't miss this tip to boost your faceless videos. If you're not using high quality visuals, you're losing viewers. Focus on animations, graphics, and text overlays to make your content stand out. For example, use animations to explain complex concepts like a software tutorial or a cooking recipe. This way, your viewers will focus on the information, not the person delivering it. So you can see how realistic everything is, right? If you watch my TikToks, this is precisely the type of video I would make. And what I really love about this automation is that it opens up so many creative opportunities. You could create a fiction story series, and in each part of the series, you're narrating like what's happening in the story. Or you could do travel destinations like waterfalls, scenic things. What are the top things to do in Italy or Switzerland? If you're a realtor, you could showcase videos of a house playing behind you. So one thing I should point out here is that you can put any publicly available video here as the URL. I'm just showing how to do it with like Blotato Faceless video, so you can create lots and lots of different background videos and have a lot of variety. But if you already have other videos that you want to put in the background, like you have a bunch of B-roll footage of that time you went to Spain or whatever, just upload it somewhere, grab the publicly available URL, and then stick it here. And you can use that as a background video for your AI avatar. All right, so we got the first half of the automation working perfectly. And if you've previously followed my tutorials, you already have the second half working in your automation, then you don't really need to do anything else. But for those of you who are new to this tutorial series, I will walk you through how to set up the rest. Okay, so let's go back and link these two together again. So now we have the whole flow. This is just a delay to wait. It took 3 minutes, I think, for 20 seconds. So scale that up accordingly, depending on how long your video is. Again, for testing purposes, I recommend writing a very short script so you don't have to wait too long. And then this node fetches the video from HeyGen's API using the video ID. For debugging purposes, if you are new to Make.com, you always want to make sure these variables are filled in and colored. If there's a border instead, but it's not like filled in purple, that means it's not actually getting the variable anywhere. So you always want to look for that. And then the most important part for publishing is getting your Blotato API key and account IDs. So if you don't already have that, go to help.blotato.com, which is the documentation page, and then click API keys, and then you just email help@blotato.com to get your API key. Okay, so you'll want to fill in all those values here. A common error I've seen is sometimes when you copy and paste your API keys and IDs, there might be extra white space before or afterwards. So just double check there's no extra white space or anything. In this node, you don't have to touch. This uploads the completed video from HeyGen over to Blotato. And again, just make sure all of the variables like this are filled in and colored. It shouldn't be just like a purple border. It should be fully colored. If it's just a purple border, that means it's not getting the data. You might need to run the automation so like data flows through the system, and then make sure this URL is video_URL. Now, a common issue people email me about is that they're trying to upload something to Blotato, but there's an error. And usually the error is that this video URL is empty, meaning you're not successfully retrieving the video from HeyGen. And that could be due to a couple reasons. If you're on the free plan of make.com, it only has a 5-minute execution timeout. So you'll need to upgrade to the $10 per month minimum plan to increase that wait time. Another reason is if you're on the HeyGen free API plan, it's limited to 10 credits per month, which is very low. So just in the process of testing everything out, you may have already hit the limits of HeyGen's API plan. So you would need to upgrade to their lowest API plan, which is $99 per month. Okay. Those are the two most common reasons why this video URL would be empty. A third one is if you just didn't wait long enough, like the video is not done processing, especially if you have like a 60-second video, 90-second video, that can take some time. Add extra wait time here. Once you upload it to Blotato, the next step really is just publishing it to all of the social platforms, and you do not need to touch anything here. This is just the URL for the post request. This passes in your Blotato API key, and then this is the escaped JSON that is sent over to the Blotato API. You don't need to change anything here. Just make sure all of these variables are colored fully, right? If you see it just like a green border, that means it's not getting that data. This is an optional step. This is if you want to keep track of videos you've published. So in my AI avatar clone spreadsheet, I have another sheet with these columns: date, script, caption, and the video URL, just to track what is being published. Really, really simple, right? Add more columns, tweak this as needed. Adds a row to that Google Sheets with these values. And then for LinkedIn, this is what it looks like. Again, you don't need to change anything. Just look out for these variables. Make sure they're all filled in and colored. Okay. Here's Twitter. Okay. Here's TikTok. Now, TikTok is a little bit different because it has a lot of different parameters. For example, these Booleans, true or false, privacy level should be public to everyone. Is it AI generated? The default as false. But here you may want to try changing it to true if you're doing a lot of AI generated content. Should comments be disabled? Should stitch be disabled, etc.? If you want to change any of these values from false to true, just replace false and type true. And that's it. You don't need to put quotations or anything around it. When you import this Make Blueprint, you don't really need to touch it unless you want to change these parameters. And then threads here, this is what it looks like. And then over here, Instagram, this is what it looks like. If you want to publish to YouTube as well, just click add a module. And Make actually has a YouTube module out of the box. Upload a video, connect your YouTube accounts, and then fill in the values to push to your YouTube Shorts channel. All right, so that's the entire process. And in the description, I will put a link to the Make Blueprint that you can import, as well as links to my previous 2 tutorials that walked in more detail through this publishing piece on the right-hand side. To recap, we walked through building a 100% automated system to make AI clone videos where you can swap out the background. So it's a really dynamic, visually compelling, faceless video created through Blotato. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment below. Would love to hear from you, especially if you have ideas on what kind of AI automations I should build next. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, sabrina.dev. I'm Sabrina Ramonov. See you next time.